Yeah, straight on to Marnie. That's right, camera. I was ready to go. I was ready to talk. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hi, Marnie.
Hello.
Go the Blues.
Go the Blues.
They're the bad ones, yeah? No. When's the last time they won?
Oh, I don't know. It's not important. That's not important.
It's not.
They could win the whole series. The women could win the whole series Thursday. They've already won one.
All sold out?
Yeah. Well, sold out Newcastle. Yeah, in Newcastle. Yeah.
Yeah, Newcastle.
Hello,
Tom.
Hello.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Is
that's
that
good.
The light always right? It's so bright.
It's a little bit closer than usual, but he wants us to be particularly
lit.
To push it right up there because I feel like you were turning orange without the purple and that. But it's all good, mate. If it's too much, I'll pull it back.
No, it's. I feel like a star.
Yeah, you are, and you are.
Yeah.
Well, when's the last time the Blues men's side won a game?
A game? Well, they won. They didn't win.
It was 2 of 3 last year, or it was 2? Queensland won. The Burgundy won. Are they Burgundy? Maroon, red. What do they call themselves?
Maroons. Come on.
The Maroons, but it's maroon.
Maroons. I
Is
don't
it
actually
Maroons?
know if it's Maroons or Maroons. I think it's depending on what state, right?
For you, Marns?
Yeah.
I'll do the coolest thing right now.
Please welcome Tom to the shot, everybody.
Hello.
Look at the camera and say hello. They miss you.
Hi. No one misses Dad.
Of course they do.
Thank you, Broden.
Oh,
Makes me
yeah.
feel alive.
New South Wales won game 3
Well, that's good.
last year.
That's nice. That's like winning a fourth quarter. It's something to build on.
Exactly.
So you're the in-form team
Sure.
because you're on a streak of one.
Yeah, but Queensland has Billy Slater, and Billy Slater
There you go,
is
Marns.
like the king.
What did you do?
Have a look at that shot, mate. What do you see different?
What shot?
That shot.
I
Your
actually can't look. That's so...
Well, your shot.
My shot.
Yeah, I just made it blue for Marns.
Oh, thank you.
that's fun.
Oh, my God, thank you. blue.
We're blues in here.
We're blues
You guys
in
couldn't see
here.
because it was behind you. I was trying to make you look at the screen.
Oh my
I
God,
should
I
have just said,
love
hey,
it.
turn around.
Yeah, because on the screen is who's he? What's it? Luke Beveridge.
Yeah.
Robotical John, thank you for the $2.
Oh,
Hell
legend.
yeah.
Now, how do we split that?
What's $2 divided by 3?
Right, after YouTube takes
60,
their cut,
60, how much do they take?
I think they take like 50%, right?
Oh,
All right, so we're at $1 now.
well, that's 50 cents each. That's easy to do.
So
I'm good at
30,
maths.
33 cents each.
But Braden, you just do it for brand building, whereas me and Marnie have to, come in
Yeah.
and work. So.
Okay, let's
God.
do that. You guys get any money that comes through on this, but I get all of any ad money that comes in.
No.
Because
Thanks for this, mate.
you
Very
got.
nice.
Oh, that's a nice one. How come you got a nice one?
Is that the one I gave you last Sunday?
Last night, yeah?
Last night?
Yeah, I feel like you gave that to me last night.
I gave it to you on Sunday.
Nah, you and Lucy came into my room. Oh, no, it was on Sunday. You're right. You're right. I'm a cooker.
Let's engage with the chat for a little bit.
Someone's asking why Marnie in blue this week.
Well, we've just been talking about it for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You go for Carlton now.
Yes, I have converted to the blues. No, because the New South Welsh woman in me is on full display.
Yes, and you bleed blue.
I do bleed blue. That's so hard to say.
It is. Bleed blue.
Bleed blue.
Marnie bleeds blue on a blustery birthday. That's a little warm up you can do.
Okay.
Robotical John, we're playing the Bombers, Marns.
Yeah. Well, New South Wales isn't.
I wonder what Robotical John is referring to, but and Greg, your father is here.
Yeah, we fight. On
Marnie should be in
Origin.
red.
Really?
Yeah, my father goes for Queensland.
Oh,
And not to dox your father, but he's watching live from Japan.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So any Japanese listeners who are watching this, don't go find Greg in Japan.
Don't do it. Oh, maybe do it. That's probably like it.
What's
you
the,
can talk about me together.
Don't go to one of the cities. Don't go to Tokyo. Don't go to Osaka.
Mount
where is
Fuji.
he?
Osaka.
Don't
I
go to
think.
Osaka.
We're traveling around a bit. They're meeting up with my sister.
Oh,
cool.
Lovely. Why don't you?
Konnichiwa.
Oh, thank you, Jamie.
Thanks, Jamie.
Jamie's
Legend.
sent. All right, what are we doing with this $1.50 now? So how much did YouTube
Ooh.
get?
I think they take 50%. That's what Twitch takes. I am making an assumption there, but I think
Oh
it's
my
big.
God. So I went for, so it's $2 and you said 50% and then my brain went $1.50.
Greg's in Kyoto. He's recreating perhaps the film Lost in Translation.
Oh, are you recreating the film Lost in Translation?
Or just the experiences of it, not the plot, obviously, but just the
I haven't
walking
seen it.
around and it's a wonderful Sofia Coppola film.
Oh, I love Sophia
Have you
Coppola.
Great Kyoto song as well.
Yeah, there's a series.
Day in Kyoto. Who does that?
Kyoto.
Kyoto.
It's there's a Air, great French group for the movie Lost in Translation, did
Yeah.
an album to it, and one of the songs is called Alone in Kyoto, which is a great song. Great vibes for maybe when you're riding, I would suggest. Jordan says, that is a nice vest. Thank you.
It is groovy.
I had to wear it for a photo shoot today with my comedy group, Auntie Donna. And then I thought, well, I'll just leave this on because it's the antithesis of what I wore on Sunday, which was a black tie sort of situation.
Yeah, it was very formal.
I thought it'd be funny as
You
I was
just as your
watching,
mood.
as my team went down by 92 points to come in and be very formal about it.
Have you
30%,
recovered?
Great, 30%.
Do you know what is genuinely great therapy for Melbourne playing bad is having a place to vent
Yeah.
and having it, being able to profit from the
Yeah.
negativity of it.
Yeah.
Because I think we had more listeners on Monday than usual because
Oh, yeah, totally.
they wanted to see me upset.
Always, always.
And I kind of like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Pella, for becoming an official pill bouncer. And apparently YouTube only take 30%, so we're going to need
All
some
right, let's
serious
go back.
moves.
Let's go back.
So I think we've collected $2 and $1.50.
What was it? $2, $1.50, so $3.50.
$3.50. 30% of that, Marns.
Are you joking?
Come on.
How could I
Broden Kelly
possibly
did.
work out
75 cents.
75 cents?
So minus
75 cents ish.
$2.50 minus
70 it'll be
75 cents.
80.84ish, I think.
$1.84.
No,
split
84
three-
cents is
And should we just split it three ways? Like, is that what we're doing here?
Well, what we take away $3.48.
So what are we going to do with our
$3.48.
$3?
That's what Jamie reckons.
No,
48.
Jamie's wrong, I think.
If it's at $3.50 that we've made and we're losing 30% of that,
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that would only be like 0.2 $0.02.
What are you talking about?
$1.10 is 30%.
Okay, so we got $3.50. We lost $1.10. That puts us at $2.40.
Yeah.
So that's 80 cents each.
Okay. Let's go to the pub.
Wow.
I'm really happy to.
I'm ready.
I'm really happy to give you both my share if you're happy with that deal I said before.
I don't think so. I think as we continue to grow the YouTube, potentially long term, that might be working out. But right now we do much better on our podcast.
But this is the ceiling on this is unknown.
That's true. We could be
Like
the
if you
next
both put
Pat
in some
McAfee.
effort and built this out, you could be making $9.
I make thumbnails.
You make thumbnails.
It's the whole thing.
You. Have,
Oh my God, $8?
$8 from Robotical John.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you, Robotical John. Very kind.
Okay, well we'll get the cricketer guys on. I'll ring them now.
Oh, do you see how it came up on the screen too? That's cool. Who did that?
I'll get them on. Shall we crack into the show?
Oh, sure.
We've accrued a lovely 280 people watching in by mine. But you don't
you,
do that when you're
everyone.
live streaming, do you? You
What do
don't
you mean?
say that.
Well, usually I think Twitch people find it really stressful to see their numbers, so they actually hide their numbers. And I've started hiding my numbers
Yeah,
too.
I don't ever want to know.
Yeah.
I've started to hide weapons
Why?
in my house just because I liked wherever I'm sitting, I like to be able to go wrong house or a baseball bat under my pillow.
Yeah, wow.
Well, thank you, Riley. Welcome.
Thank you, Riley. Legend. Absolute fucking legend.
Righty, shall we?
Yep.
You want me to intro? You feel like introing today? What do you do?
You do the intro. People want to hear from you.
Alrighty, here it comes. Put on the voice. All right.
Am I the only one doing headphones?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll just when you're doing stings, listen in like this.
It's fucking loud as.
June
Test,
6th. All right, I'll start again. He's still testing.
That's all right. I was just, yeah.
All right, we ready to rock? June 6th, round 13. Pills. Bounce them. Welcome to the Footy with Marns. And please welcome Marns.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
much.
you for thanking me.
Oh, thank you for thanking me. Really.
Well, we're all in a thank party now, and thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
When was the last time the three of us were in a room together?
Several years ago.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't last Wednesday. That was just you and I and Beck. Mm-hmm. And then the week before it wasn't you or I, but it was you, Marns. And
Yeah.
then the week before it was us all together.
No, I wasn't there that week.
Well, it wasn't you, but it was you, me, and
Beck.
And then the week before that,
It must have been us.
the gang.
It's like a month. I haven't seen you in a month.
and debrief to each other. Say, hey, ask each other what's news.
What's news?
Oh, what's news with me? Working a lot, keeping busy, recording an album at the moment. What
That's
are you doing,
cool.
Marns?
God, I wish I had an interesting answer other than just working a lot. Working a lot.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a sports reporter.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool character you just made then. That would be a podcast character. It's called Sports Reporter.
Yeah, you
Pretty
know,
cool.
Isn't it in the top two? So that's pretty good.
Essendon in the top two.
And it's State of Origin tonight, which I know that not many people care about in this state, but I care about it.
And who do you think will win tonight? Do you think that in the State of Origin, which is it's the engine room of the northern states?
Yeah. It's the pinnacle of the sport.
Do you know genuinely 80 to 90% of what I get where I'm sitting about State of Origin is Anthony from the Wiggles making the Wiggles do videos about it?
I did not know that.
He's always doing Wiggle videos.
Great.
Who do you know if the Blues have a genuine chance of beating the Burgundy boys?
Well, yeah, new coach, Michael Maguire, Rabbitohs premiership coach,
Right.
come on board, change the ship around. We're on the up. I mean, we are going up against Billy Slater. So,
Is he the coach now?
yeah, he's been the coach this is his third series.
He's Melbourne's own.
He's fantastic. He's so good.
Do you think his knowledge of Melbourne coffee has somehow sort of seeped into the team up in Queensland, the boys up there?
He's brought some sophistication to
I think-
Queensland.
Yeah, maybe set them down, tell them about the
He
laneway
was like,
lifestyle.
now this is Market Lane coffee.
Yeah. Oh, now Market Lane is good.
I know it's really good.
Yeah, I know you like Market Lane.
I
There's
do.
a Market Lane in Brunswick.
Should we
now.
go?
We can, no, it's too late for coffee
No.
now.
We've just had some Red Bulls.
But hey, Tom, you have bragging rights over Marnie.
About
AFL football.
But you would
Why?
not do that. What happened on Sunday?
Oh, yeah, we smashed. I didn't even text you.
Smashed. You
Yeah.
won by 11 points because you got a 50-meter penalty right
You
at the
got
end.
like 3 silly ones just before. And I've spoken about this on 18 pods this year.
Yes, there was the free kick where the guy, he got tackled before play on was called, but he had played on.
Sam Durham.
Yeah.
How do we feel about
was
that?
an
Had he
absolute
moved
silly
his
one.
feet?
He'd played on, but
Had
the
he moved
umpire.
his feet?
Yeah, I think so.
No, he hadn't.
He totally started running. Hadn't
He didn't.
He was running. Broden was calling it live.
He
said
turned
Broden
his
said,
body. He'd
"He's
not
running,
start.
he's
No, he
running."
didn't.
Go. I know you want me to intervene and go, oh, don't fight. Go hard. Go hard.
No,
at
I just
each-
want to know whose side you were on. Like, I watched the live stream that you did on Sunday, and it seemed like you had some bias too. So
No,
was
I
just like,
went for the red and the black.
did you?
I love the Bombers because I love all planes, Tom. But it was that last free kick, whilst the right rule is
Yeah, no,
And it's because it's not like Jaden Laverde he was purposefully giving the ball back to the wrong person. Why would he do that?
yeah,
That's mad.
and there's
It
a
was
fair
just an
argument.
Actual accident.
A fair argument to say that if he turned around to the umpire and said, "Whose ball is it?" that he would have gone, "You're wasting time."
Yeah. See
But
you later, have
I
a
don't think
week.
you'll ever do that again.
No, do you know that we share a birthday? Me and Jaden Laverde.
That's cool.
Birthday Laverde.
Yeah, birthday Laverde.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah,
What day is that?
12th of April.
I just day doxed you.
Yep.
That's was.
I think we
a few months-
celebrated on this podcast. so
Oh
that's
yeah,
okay.
we did.
we really did.
I took you to Attica, didn't we? We went to Attica.
I can't wait to go to Attica one day.
Oh yeah, well you must.
When I'm rich and famous like you.
Yes, that's right. I'm
what
rich
I'm-
and famous, both of those things.
But you're trying to come back down to earth and be the everyday man because you were in I want to say that's the most, what's that like polyester material that you're in? It's so loud. It's brightly colored. It looks like Ken. I'm
Yes.
trying to describe it for listeners, but I'm doing a bad job. It's a 2-piece, shorts and a vest. It's multicolored.
Yes.
And it's very just Ken vibes. Fluoro.
Oh yes, I'm in my 20s. What can I say?
You look like you're a 40-year-old trying to be in your 20s.
Yeah,
you're a cool
I'm gonna
dude.
hop on the apps. Yeah, I'm gonna hop on the apps and see. What do the kids do? Do they wear this?
No.
No. Yes. Well,
Why are you wearing that?
why am I wearing that? I had to shoot a photo shoot with Auntie Donna before, and we had to wear bright colours. And then I started shooting this morning at 7:30 in the morning. Tom was there. We did the Auntie Donna the second annual Auntie Donna Awards. I swept. And Tom, did you win an award? No,
No, I did perform.
What did you perform? Can I have an award?
you're not in Auntie Donna.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's only eligible for members of Arts.
What do you mean?
One of my the
What
best
do you mean?
the best award I won was best Zach.
Yeah.
I won the Zach award, so he can cop that.
Yeah.
Shall we talk footy?
Yeah.
Hit that sting. Well, that's yeah. I mean, we can do news and then we can do later.
Whatever you think. Go.
Well, let's start with the news, Marnie, because I've heard a lot of people say they've deleted subscriptions to all of their news sites. They Foxtel, they don't like Sky News anymore. They get all their news from you. And so
No pressure.
these are very uninformed people, by the way, because they're just getting
Right.
news from this podcast and the things you
Cool.
choose to bring up. But nevertheless, let's crack in.
We forgot the pill.
Oh, also someone just referencing your outfit. Someone in the chat said his job is pill. Isn't that so good? Because Ken's job is beach. Like that's the whole thing of the Barbie movie. It's like Ken's job is beach, your job is pill.
Oh, I watched the film. Yes, I did
Okay,
see
well,
the film.
that didn't land.
His job is beach. Yes, but what's some news?
Okay, sorry. Can we please talk about the AFLW fixture? So it came out last Friday, and I know that both of you already talked about it on the Sunday episode, but
a little bit.
I would like to talk about it because this is something that I care very deeply.
We held off
about.
for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
just bitched about Gold Coast, that's all.
Yeah, yeah, and it is hard to not look at it just solely through your team because even like the first thing that I did, well, I had to look at like the big one. So it was like, okay, what's the opener going to be?
Yeah,
Like, what are the
yeah,
marquee
yeah.
games? And I was like, who are Essendon playing? Essendon don't play Hawthorn at all this year, and they don't play Collingwood at all this year.
What?
And I just
That,
there's a lot of it, even just like looking at the opener, being like, so it's Sydney, get to open it. So it's in Sydney, which is, okay, yes, they should be rewarded for having the highest crowd attendance. But also with this league that you were trying to develop and grow from a fan base perspective, you've got to think about what it's like to be a fan. You've got to keep the opener the same because people are attached to that. People build traditions around that. People build hype and theatre and narrative around that. Like keep it as Collingwood Carlton, keep it as Melbourne or Western Bulldogs. Don't change it every year. And then even for the opening round, since Essendon and Hawthorn came into the competition, they've played each other in opening round and there's been so much theatre around that game. So even the first one, they had 12,000 people at Marvel Stadium. And then for the second one, they moved it to a smaller oval, but they still had like a press conference just for this game ahead of it with like Hawthorn and Essendon players. And then you're going to have Hawthorn not even play Essendon at all this year. Like how, like you've built this rivalry so strong and you're like, okay, let's make these two clubs really dislike each other for this game. Let's build that rivalry. Let's build up the theatre of the game. And then for an entire year, let's just not have that anymore.
How many rounds are there?
What a great question, because
Seems pretty straightforward to me.
It seems like a straightforward question. Technically, there are 11 rounds that they're doing in 10 weeks. So
how many games are the teams playing?
They're playing 11, so each club will play 11 games, but in 10 weeks. So there's going to be midway through, there's going to be a condensed fixture where every club will play 4 games in 3 weeks. So you're going to have like West Coast playing on the Thursday and then they're playing again on the Tuesday and then they'll play again 4 days later.
Why have they done that?
What a great question. Because they're still working out the timings of the AFLW season and where it fits in to the footy calendar year as a whole and like where do you start it? But like work it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's also like you can't say we're going to increase this season by 1 round. Like that's in the CBA. We're going to increase this season by 1 round and then not do it. Like if you look on the AFLW website and you go into fixture, it says 10, like you click this because it's done by weeks, but it's like, okay, well, there's only 10 there.
It's legit 6A and 6B, right? That's what they called it. So why wouldn't they just call it 11 rounds and not do 6A and 6B? That's what I'm most confused
6
about.
and 7.
Because it's technically in the 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And like it's all like the teams are so
it's so staggered that you can't. Right, I understand.
When is the grand final scheduled to be?
November 30th.
Right, so it's all about getting it done so that it doesn't go into December at all.
Yeah.
And when was the grand final last year?
December 3rd.
Right, okay.
And my issue, and I'm really glad that the new Carlton coach, Matthew Bucks. What's
Buckley?
his name? What is his name? Yeah, it is Buckley. You know when like someone just takes on a nickname that it's hard to see them as their like
Bucks.
full.
Tom, that's not Tom. That's Thomaston's.
No, it's Buck. I got it right the first time.
Buck.
It is Buck.
It's Buck.
Matthew Buck.
The Carlton coach.
Yeah, so he said
I'm a member.
very cool. He did say that like it's putting a lot of pressure on the players to have that condensed fixture because these players, I mean, even in the men's, it would put a lot of pressure and strain on their bodies. But you're doing it to the women who only play 11 games in a 12-month period and you're making them play those 11 games in 10 weeks. Like just for the stress that puts on the body, that's so hard.
So when's the first game? July?
No, August.
August
30th.
August 30th. So that means, do they have 9 months off?
Yep.
And these are players now who are, some of them I've heard from in other media that some of them aren't working in other jobs, and some are. Are they just what are they doing for 9 months? Are they just like
They're playing VFL, right?
Or are they?
Some are, right?
Well, I had a big piece go out this week because I really looked into the second tier competitions because some clubs put their AFLW players through. Like Carlton played like Darcy Vesio, played Mimi Hill. Western Bulldogs had Ellie Blackburn running around for a few games. So even like their stars as well as using it to develop younger players. So like Carlton use it, Hawthorn use it, Western Bulldogs use it, North Melbourne don't use it, Melbourne, Casey don't use it. So some clubs are like, well, we don't want to risk our
no, why
players.
we're just putting K's into the legs of your senior players.
Which the case is fine. It's the risk of injury.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So, and because like you do see ACLs done in the VFLW, the resources that are less in the VFLW, the coaching isn't as high a quality, and they're playing on grounds that aren't as high a quality. Why would you risk your players? But then in the same turn, well, great, you're having players only play 11 games, and if they're on the younger side, and they're not getting senior games, some players are playing 2 games a year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How are they ever going to develop?
It's the increase in wages necessary and good, but there's also this period in time where you would just feel completely disjointed from the sport in if you're in the grand final, you stop in November, December. But if you are a team that's in the bottom, like, what do you do?
Yeah, you literally, no one's getting a run around. And I will. I just want to give a shout out to the VFLW because I feel like it was such an institution, and it's just been so disrupted by the AFLW coming in because it's not aligned. So even this season that just went, they had Sydney and GWS do a 5-week stint in the VFLW just to get with their entire AFLW list, so like Chloe Malloy, Montana Ham, all of their AFLW list, just to like get a run around before actual preseason started. So they just came into the VFLW, smashed every side. So they played Casey twice and they beat them by like 89 points and 8. Like, so Casey played Sydney and GWS.
But
so they just
heavily filled sides.
They just lost 8 points and all of their percentage. So they probably won't make finals now.
We were on a plane, or I was on a plane with Sydney when they came down to play Box Hill VFLW.
Yeah, I was on that plane.
Day of.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you playing today? And they went, yeah.
That was crazy.
In the lounge. And then they flew down and flogged them and went home.
Yeah, literally. like Sydney came in and just flogged every side for 5 weeks and then went home.
Well, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see the Melbourne men's side go down to the VFL for a couple of weeks, make them feel good, and then come back. It's an interesting concept.
It's an interesting concept, and I think if you are one of the teams that was heavily smashed, you have every right to feel a little bit disgruntled. So
the wider community around AFLW, do they feel pretty frustrated with this fixture, or is it better than last year, moving in the right direction, or not at all?
I think that there's a pretty strong directive that all players should be as positive publicly as possible to try and get this league. Weird.
You
know what I mean?
Weird fixture, but
yeah. But yes, I think the fans are mostly like, what the hell? Because it's also just like, are you going to go down to Frankston on a Tuesday at 5 p.m?
I think
I am, yes.
Great.
But I've decided we're doing that. Any weird fixture one, are we going to?
Yeah, I really want to try and get to the Two Suns ones. Broden promised me that we could go to the Two Suns ones and he would come.
Yeah.
But, family and stuff, right? It depends, right? Family, work, a million other things. So I'm hopeful, but no, it's pretty rough.
It makes it hard.
Yeah,
it makes it really hard. And especially just like watching the Matildas recently, especially with like Lydia Williams retiring, and it's just that beautiful moment of like, well, it wasn't that long ago that she was playing in front of a few thousand people in Australia, and now her last game on home soil is in front of 80,000 people on a Monday night. But the reason that is because they treated it seriously from the get-go. They were like, and I know it's different to have one national side that you can really treat seriously and don't play as, as much as a whole league that play every week with 18 teams. But the Matildas were just like, no, we're so serious. Like even all the sponsors that signed on for the World Cup, they're like, well, you can't sign on just for the World Cup. You have to sign on for the long term.
Yeah.
And they just said, no, we believe in this and we're going to put it in the big stadiums and we're going to like actually treat this like a competition. The same for the WSL. I mean, Arsenal playing in a few thousand people in front of Emirates like a few years ago, and now they're selling out Emirates like regularly because they got to play there and it was treated seriously. They weren't playing at 5 p.m. whoop whoop.
It feels like self-sabotage.
I can't say that, but yes.
I think it feels like self-sabotage. I said sabotage.
I liked it.
But we will keep touching base on the W as the year goes on.
Yeah. Anyway, pre-season officially kicked off, so go the girls.
Priority season, what did you say?
Pre-season?
Pre-season, right. Yes. There and get fit is what I would say.
Yeah.
In that cold weather. What other news we got?
Should we talk about Jamie Elliott? It's a very interesting one.
Bad foot.
Bad foot. So originally it looked like he was going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks with a vascular issue.
Which I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a
Vascular
doctor
says to me blood flow.
Yeah, and
I
that gives me the
thought it was breathing.
heebie-jeebies.
Well, you
with
could
his
be
foot.
right.
No,
No, I think
I'm usually
vascular's
wrong.
like but now and then reports came through. I mean, Tom Morris on Channel 9 was saying like this actually could be career ending.
Really?
But now Collingwood have been it's TBC. So he's out for 6 to 8 weeks as he recovers, which is a huge chunk of time. But they are saying TBC on his recovery, and he is progressing well.
Vessels.
Yeah. Oh.
Blood vessels.
Blood vessels.
Why
makes
does it
much
give me
sense.
the heebie-jeebies so much? I'm just
Maybe
thinking about the vessels.
maybe like a vessel, like a ship, like you think of the Titanic, and you're like, to be on that ship in 1911 would have
Bad.
been truly sad,
Yeah.
unless you met Jack, and then he changed your life, and you threw the
And then he died, and you're like, done with that. He's
Yeah,
just he's done his purpose.
Get off the door.
Get out of here.
get off that door. Hashtag RIP Jack.
But yeah, that's I do hope he pulls through. I really liked it. I think he's very fun to watch.
Yeah, no, I was saying today about him. He wins 1 game out of 4 for them. He wins it, and that's a huge. Would you say he's their best forward, Tom? I like to
think,
give you Collingwood questions.
I think our mate Brody's better.
Myercheck?
Myercheck's better. But I mean, and Bobby Hill's probably better too. But when he does win those games, absolutely, he's the best game. But then he does have quiet ones, right?
I would put your best defender. I know he's a hard matchup, firstly.
Yeah.
But I would put I would say stop him before Checkers.
I'd put Sam Collins on Checkers, and I'd put Charlie Ballard on Bobby Hill, and then make adjustments if Jamie Elliott looks like he's going to tear it apart. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Can I pivot back for a second,
Yes,
Marns, and
please.
say some people in the chat have. There's been talk every year. It comes up every year as a talk discussion, but there should be genuine AFLW state of origin.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
states want it badly. A big V and then an SA one, and then
And play it in gather round.
well, yeah. Well, in this time when there's no one around, like while they're in preseason and there's so much time down for W, that would actually cut through.
Yeah, I agree.
I went to that Marvel Stadium State of Origin years back in like its second year, and that was a bit of a fizzer because it didn't have much connection to anything. But a real one would actually pop off.
It would. And also that would just so help with the fans connecting because you connect through your tribalism.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
No, there would.
Get him, Victoria.
I deep down want to hug a Collingwood fan.
Do you? Which one?
I want to kiss on the forehead a Bombers fan, not you.
Okay.
But I want to connect with these people and have a moment where we all go, take that, Adelaide.
Yeah.
Erin Phillips gets stuffed.
Yeah.
And,
who would be commentating because she's retired.
Yeah, but maybe she's coaching.
Oh, all right.
And you can get stuffed.
Dakota Davidson.
Yeah, Dersma. Was she from Melbourne?
No, she's now at Carlton.
Well, there you go.
Yazzie Dersma.
But no, I could get around that. Sorry, just a little thought.
Oh, no, I agree. I would love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that.
What's the next news segment? Sorry.
Richmond has opted to rest Dustin Martin this week, allowing him to play his 300th game at the MCG the following week. You have some feelings.
I want what do you think? Good or bad?
I think good.
What do you think?
Good.
I think big poo-poos.
Really?
Yeah.
The whole season's a write-off. They may as well support their champion.
Yeah.
Like our friend Max is going to make sure he's there. He's been looking forward to it for weeks. Going to fly back from Sydney to be at the G for it. Like I feel like it's the only thing they have to celebrate.
If he's resting because he can't play the close games, I fully understand that. But what's a better, when you're looking back at a person's career, what sounds better is they waited to do 300 in front of his fans so everyone can go, or he didn't even care. He just wanted to support the young team. And so even though his 300th game was in Adelaide, he still just showed up. What's a better?
Oh, I so agree with that, and it's such a better narrative. But just like I also agree, just like give Richmond fans a slither of positivity.
I think a lot of Richmond fans would be devo to miss his 300. So
I do feel bad for the hard done by Richmond fans. I mean, we all can obviously feel such empathy for the poor Richmond fans and everything they go through. But I think it still would have been. That's just my hot take. That's just my hot take.
No, I get it. I just love theatre. Anything that builds narrative. Also because it's my job to build narrative.
Yes, that's true.
That I am looking at everything through a lens of story.
What is the three? Well, who are they playing that game?
Not sure, but what I would say, Broden, well, we
Hawthorn.
looked that up, Hawthorn. If it was even a club in 12th, like who had a chance, you know what I mean? It's just the fact that their season's over.
I'm curious to who will they play? Who will they play? How many people will turn up by who will they play is what I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah. What if they don't
I
even...
think you'd probably the most this year, right? Because they've had pretty low crowds for them.
Is it a night game? Is it a Sunday afternoon game? Because I reckon they'll get 70. There's like Richmond fans genuinely, obviously think he's very good.
Legit, like Max is flying back for it, right? So
you know what? It's a twilight on a Saturday, which is a really good time. People really like that. So all the day sports done.
Yeah, the family.
You can still go out that night.
Yeah.
I think they could get very, very high numbers to that.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
You'd
And
hope
if
so.
he's not playing his 300th and he's done it in Adelaide, then they probably get 10,000. Like they
they're
don't
lucky.
show up when they lose, you know?
Something that stuck with me for years, everyone talking about Jason Dunster when he played and why he was so good, is he was as good as Carey and he was as good as Lockett and stuff. But what people remember about, and he's not talked about as much as those guys, but what that people talk about is there's this, you can almost make a highlight reel of him playing for his teammates as well, of like being in a goal square but giving it off to someone else to get them into the game. This really selfless player, and that's something I always remember. Is like that's something that I think is important to mark with players. Like celebrate the great ones, but also like I don't know.
But is that like a tag that you would put on Dusty Martin?
I don't know anything about the man,
Okay.
apart from the fact that once I wrote an ad and I put him in undies,
Oh, great.
called Dusty and Rusty.
And I wrote some music for it.
Yeah, and we weren't allowed to. He wasn't allowed to say anything.
That's right, yeah.
That was the one thing.
Yeah.
You can make it as funny as you want. He does not talk. And I was
That is
like,
such
can you
a
say
funny brief.
one word? And then I went, no.
Oh my god.
So that's what I remember.
Oh my god.
But yes, that's my connect. But I know he's good at don't arguing
Yeah.
and winning flags. Cool.
And Tom Lynch will be back for that 300th game as well.
Oh,
so
right.
that's sick.
They might get a W.
Well, he's set to be back. There's something could go wrong between now and then. 2 weeks is a long time in football.
As it does often, hey?
Yeah. But he's set to be back from that hamstring injury. So hey, that's good for a Tigers.
Yes. Any other news?
Well, I've got State of Origin tips on my computer. We don't want to go through that. I know that this isn't footy, so we'll skate on through, but I just want to say that Novak Djokovic pulling out of the French Open means that he will no longer be the world number one, and that will go to Yannick Sinner.
Wow.
Big yay for Yannick Sinner fans.
Great.
Where's Yannick Sinner from?
Italy.
Oh, that's the one who won here.
It's like the border near...
Yeah, he's a Rang.
yes.
And he speaks German.
Yes.
He's a German-speaking Ranger from Italy.
Right. Never heard of him.
He won here.
That's very cool.
Good
There's
on
a
you.
lot of rangers in Italy, isn't there?
Yeah, the north are Rang.
Yeah.
And the south are Darkhead.
Yeah.
The Corleones, who the town was named after the man, the Godfather. Anyway,
Do you have a favourite Italian word?
La Porchetta.
Nice. Spaghetti.
Bellissimo.
Oh, Bellissimo is excellent.
Or gelatissimo.
Gelatissimo.
That's good.
Cheesy
Dolce.
garlic bread.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm hungry.
Half Aussie.
Aussie and Hawaiian.
Deep pan.
Yeah.
Deep
Yeah, that
pan.
is a good one.
Anything about Big Freeze?
Oh, I hadn't prepared anything about Big Freeze, but I assume we would talk about that when we just talked about the football,
Football.
games when we go through the tipping.
But I've recently become aware that the Vixens are even doing Big Freeze this year.
How did you become aware of
It's
that?
on the telly in front of us,
Okay.
but they're doing it in netball. And have you seen the mini Big Freezes everywhere?
Yeah, Suns are doing a 10 celebrity thing and they've already started. I don't get it.
But it's weird Queensland Big Freeze, like celebrities. There's like influencers from the Gold
there's like
Coast.
a
Oh.
Gold Coast 17 million follower sort of influencer who went down the Big Freeze like yesterday.
okay.
And I was like, I've never heard of it.
Did it? Weird. Weird.
Yeah, super weird. But then also like some surfers with like 1,000 followers. So it's like,
A few people have been saying, Broden, you're going to be in it, aren't you?
You should do it.
And I'm like, nobody knows who I am. This is for famous people.
Who would
You
you
get
dress
there.
up as?
Cowdoy.
That would be funny. Manny doesn't know who Cowdoy is. Well, he's dead anyway. So it's okay.
So I'm in a group called Auntie Donna, and
Don't worry about that.
he died in Copenhagen last year. Who would you go down as?
Oh, who's a small, petite, blonde, fun character in the zeitgeist at the moment?
Barbie.
Yeah, is that boring?
Yeah, you go down as Barbie.
I feel like it's got to be something fun.
You could go down as like a Courtney Vine. Or
Yeah, I was going to say Matilda. But also
Cooney
Taylor
Cross.
Harris went down as the Matilda.
Did she?
She went down in Sam Kerr stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
right.
Who would you go down as, Tom?
I guess like Elvis at the end of his life. You know, like when he was really fat and sick.
Let's talk about self-perception and how we look at ourselves.
You know, just not sexy young Elvis. I just want to make that clear, you know?
God, he was eating a loaf of bread carved out with bacon and peanut butter and jam in it.
That's disgusting. I think
that's
PB and J's
disgusting.
don't make no sense in my head.
PBJs.
Disgusting.
Oh, no,
Why
the
would you
best-
want to put
oh.
peanut butter with jam?
They're
I've
the
never
best.
understood.
Oh, it's yum, yum, yum in my
I
tum,
don't
tum,
think
tum.
so.
Shall we talk about our ladders?
Should we talk about our ladders?
Tom, take it away.
Okay, guys. So 8 years ago, we did our preseason ladder predictions.
Yes.
And what we've done is we're going to revisit it. We're going to go off the ladder currently and look at how far, where we had each team and how far off we were. And I've done a tally of points for how far off we were.
Okay.
And then we'll have a winner at the end, the wisest. So we'll start with
What
North.
does the winner get?
This block of chocolate.
Oh,
And then when you win, you can re-gift it back to me.
Okay.
So North. So Marnie had him in 15th. Tom had him in 17th. Broden had him in 16th. Not much to say. Richmond. Marnie had him in 14th. I had him in 13th, so I was off by 4. And Broden had him in 14th as well.
So pretty off.
Yeah.
We were pretty
Well,
off.
like 3 or so. We've got some here that are well off. I'll smash through the boring ones. West Coast is in 16th. Marnie had him in 18th. I had him in 18th. Broden had him in 17th.
So I'm right?
You're the closest. Yeah, you're off
closest.
by 1.
I'm really smart, yeah?
So Saints in 15th. Marnie had them in 17th, so it was off by 2.
Wow. And you got slammed
I
for
got.
that.
So I feel so many things about this
Yeah.
because it still comes up all the time. Why does Marnie hate the Saints so much? I don't hate the Saints. I just thought they
You
would
were
do
bang
badly, and they are doing badly.
You are truly vindicated.
Oh, I know.
But this is only halfway through the year, so we'll see where we're at the end of the year. But so Marnie was off by 2. I had him in 11th, off by 4, and Broden had him in 12th, off by 3. Adelaide are in 14th. Marnie had them in 7th, off by 7.
Shameful.
I had him in 10th, off by 4, and Brandon had him in 9th, off by 5. So that's our first that we were all pretty fucking wrong about.
We were wrong about Adelaide.
Okay.
Yeah. Next is Brisbane in 13th.
Wow.
Marnie had them in 2nd. I had them in 2nd, and Broden had them in 2nd.
Okay.
So that's
no,
wrong.
you had them in 3rd. Sorry, Broden. You had
Okay.
them in 3rd.
So I'm closest and I win.
So it's like Brisbane, that tells me, is the biggest surprise of this year.
Biggest
then,
slide
right?
up by far.
By far, right?
By far.
And this is where I felt like stuff was getting really fascinating for me as I started to do this.
Okay.
Brisbane, biggest sliders.
Hawthorn are in 12th. Marnie had him in 12th.
Oh,
Yes.
I had him in 14th, off by 2, and Broden had him in 12th as well. No, you must have had him in 13th, Broden. Hang on.
Take
No,
that
you had him in
high five.
11th. Sorry, Broden. So you were off by 1. Bulldogs are in 11th. Marnie also had them in 11th.
Yes.
So Marnie's
I'm
got
so smart.
2 bang on.
I just need to highlight your father has just said in the chat, we can cut this later,
Yeah.
but bye Footy podcast off to the geishas. So
Yeah, he's doing a geisha experience.
okay.
All right, that sounds
All right,
fun.
okay. Back in.
So the Bulldogs are in 11th. Marnie had him in 11th. I had him in 6th, off by 5, and Broden had him in 8th, off by 3.
Well done though. High five
Yeah,
to you.
big slider for me, but you guys were pretty bang on. Then we had in 10th, we have Melbourne.
And is it worth saying that 10th now is not that big a deal?
No, not a big deal. Marnie had him in 8th, so only off by 2.
And I only did that because even putting them in 8th made this one so
Sorry,
mad.
Andrew. I had him in 4th, so I was off by 6, and Brandon had him in 2nd, off by 8.
Well.
If they'd won on the weekend instead of losing by 92 points, they would have been third.
Yeah, well,
would
they
have been a
didn't
lot
win on the
closer.
weekend. They
But I'm
lost by
just-
92 points.
But if
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So in 9th, we have Collingwood. Me and Marnie had him in 1st, so we're
First.
off by 8. And Broden had him in 18th, off by 9. So Broden was more wrong than us,
but in a way.
we're pretty much equally wrong on the other spectrum, which is
Really
interesting.
funny.
So Gold Coast is in 8th. Marnie had him in 16th, so off by 8. That's your biggest
Yikes.
wrong one, I think, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
And then poetic justice on the weekend.
yes,
They
it's your
can
fault.
still fall.
They can. I had him in 12th, off by 4, and Broden had him in 7th, off by 1. So Broden pretty bang on with Gold Coast. GWS, Marnie had him in 4th. I had him in 3rd. Bro had him in 5th. Not much to see here. Freo. Marnie had in 13th. I had in 16th, and Broden had in 13th.
Oh,
So you two are off by
Freo.
7, and I was off by 10.
So they're our biggest riser?
They're probably our biggest overall.
I'll just
riser.
say again though, if they'd not beaten us by 92 points, it'd be a very different story.
Actually, we have a much bigger riser even than Freo, actually.
Riser.
So in 5th
Bombers.
is
Oh, it's
Carlton.
Geelong.
Yeah.
Bombers, of course. Okay, sorry.
get there. In 5th, we have Carlton. Marnie had him in 5th. So that's Marnie's 3rd bang on.
So smart.
I had him in 5th. So that's my first bang on.
Oh, high five me.
And Broden had him in first. So off by 4. Port in 4th. Marnie had him in
Can I
6th.
talk about Geelong? Is that Geelong? No.
Geelong's next. We're
Okay.
doing Port. 6th, off by 2. I had him in 7th, off by 3. Broden in 6th. Geelong. So Marnie had him in 9th, off by 6. I had him in 9th, off by 6. And Broden had him 15th, off by 12.
But can I say,
Yeah.
does anyone here truly think that they should be 3rd?
No, I'm still strong on 9th, I think.
I think there's no mathematical possibility in my head,
Yeah.
and I don't do maths much, but that doesn't make sense to me.
No, I think 9th is probably closer than 15th, but
They're 3rd.
you're right. And then this is our biggest move, I think. So Essendon is 2nd. Marnie had him in 10th. I had him in 15th. And Bro had him in 10th as well.
I can still see this happening though.
Yes,
They
still-
haven't played. The only good teams they've played: Sydney lost 2, Port Adelaide
Yeah.
lost 2, Gold Coast lost 2,
So
Lost 2.
lost 2.
do you think it's possible they could still finish 15th where I had them?
No,
Or-
I don't think it's possible they'll finish 15th. But I think they could finish. I still think they could finish.
Yeah, I think 5th is definitely 10th is possible.
Swannies.
Swanee, so Marnie had him in 3rd. I had him in 8th, which was a big error, and Broden had him in 4th.
Oh, so I'm still the closest.
Yeah, so adding up, so I added up how far away we were, basically.
Yeah.
And in 3rd place is me. I'm 93 ladder positions off.
Okay.
Broden is 2nd in 82 ladder predictions off. And Marnie, you are the winner with 74 points off, and you got 3 bang on.
Sign.
No, the sign fell off just as he said that, which means that I'm not going to win at the end of the year. No.
So I genuinely found that fascinating.
That
What do you
is
guys
fascinating.
Because it's just interesting. Like, I've just accepted totally that Brisbane's
Done.
done and they're down there. But remembering that we all had them like top 3, like guaranteed, that's super interesting. That how like your perception
It
changes,
is.
right?
It is. I love watching teams rise and slide. I do think it's very interesting.
The sign doesn't lie. The sign does not lie. Shall we?
Essendon by 50 this weekend then? To lose by? Or
Yeah.
But it's funny you mentioned games this weekend because it's time for a little thing that I like to call talking to you guys about the news. So, no, tipping.
Tipping.
Oh my god, everyone.
Tipping.
I don't want to go.
Tipping.
you're back.
Well, welcome back. We're sitting here with Tom, Broden, and Kirst Marnie.
Oh no.
The sign fell.
Oh, you win this and then you can re-gift it to me because I
Okay.
want to try some.
He's handing over a nice chocolate.
Does the curse mean that Blues are going to win the flag?
I mean, I'm a paid up
you, mate.
member, and that is the rule: is if you come on this podcast, you win the flag. Brody Myercheck sat right where you sat.
Yep.
And then this year, Jordan Boyd, Lewis Young, and our mate Elijah Hollins have been in here, sat where you sat, and they are looking cherry ripe if the Swans somehow implode.
Yes. Second.
Because my All-Australian team is just Sydney at the moment. But it's a good game of football, AFL. It's a good game of football, AFL. And the
it's the
first
best.
game is tonight. Adelaide Oval. Adelaide Crows taking on the Richmond Tigers, the dustyless Richmond Tigers. Usually it's a good thing to have no dust, but this week, a bit of dust would help because Adelaide, dusty would be the dust mites to a Adelaide, to a hyperallergenic, an allergic Adelaide Crows. I'm working on this analogy. I'm going to get it.
It's good.
And Dusty not playing is the antihistamine of Adelaide. So I'm tipping Adelaide. You guys?
So I was just thinking as well with Richmond, while you're talking, like with the ladder things, like it's so hard to predict when you don't know that like every single player is going to do the ACL.
100%. And that is the thing, isn't it? Like a team completely implodes for no reason.
Yeah. Anyways,
poor old Richmond.
yeah, I've tipped Adelaide.
I've got this. I love being wrong, as you guys know. Worst at the ladder. I've just got this feeling Richmond's going to show up. It's just a danger game for Adelaide. They're at home, easy win.
Yeah, do you think they're going to be too confident?
No, they're just not going to show up, I think, because they haven't shown up a lot this year.
Yeah.
And Richmond might just be, backs against the wall.
I think frame it with Hawthorn on the weekend in that Adelaide came very late. They've got huge learnings from that and they looked pretty good. I think they'll just do a very boring Thursday night win.
You're probably right.
Friday, June 7th, 7:40 Marvel Stadium, Bulldogs Lions. Hard game to tip. Not. Doggies will... I wouldn't tip a dog against a lion in any circumstance unless the lion... was the head of a pride and had been shunned out and was in its last few days as that, it ended its life.
Or what about it was just born?
A cub, yeah, a dog against. I don't want
Like a dingo against.
Yeah, that's dark.
Does that make you sad?
That's
Yeah.
dark. That's dark. But I guess I would tip a dog in that circumstance.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I am tipping him in this circumstance.
Yeah.
But without Sam Darcy, the best player in the league, they're still going to get the job done.
I thought Bontempelli was the best player in the league, Broden.
No, he's been overtaken by
Harry Jones, actually.
Harry Jones. Who are you tipping, Marns?
Yeah, I'm also tipping the doggies.
Yeah, I think the Dogs, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost. They're my flaky McFlake flakes.
They are so flaky.
And Brisbane's still got a good list. So we'll see.
Saturday, 8th of June, 1:45, University of Tasmania. This is actually a closer game than you would think. This is actually almost a game of the round situation and one that I would fly to Launceston to watch if that's where they play, which
Why
I
don't
believe
you?
it is. Because I should,
Okay.
which means I might.
Yeah.
Isn't New Tas where the New Tassie team's going to start and it's in Hobart? Like
No.
the first few years they're going to, before they build a stadium, they're
Oh,
going to be New Tas?
right. I see what you mean. Sorry.
I believe University of Tasmania Stadium is just a sponsorship name for the Launceston Stadium.
Okay.
Because my understanding is, can someone look it up while I just talk bullshit? That North are Hobart and Launceston is Hawthorn.
Yeah, right. No, you're bang on.
I'm actually going to tip GWS because I think, well, firstly, 69% of people are tipping them. So I want to just, go with
Keep it.
that.
Yep.
But also, but Hawthorn are good.
Yeah.
Again, I promise you these things true. Who are you going?
I think that on the ages one I did GWS, but I think for fun I'm going to go Hawthorn.
I like
I'm going
it.
to back them in.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm going to back in.
Them and that rascal pack.
Yeah, I think GWS, but yeah, it could be the closest game of the round for sure.
Well, also, maybe controversial. Obviously, GWS has the best social media team
Obviously.
in the land, but I'm going to say on TikTok, I think Hawthorn.
Hawthorn doing good TikToks?
They're doing really good TikToks. Like, I mean, like, going out of the AFL sphere with TikToks.
We are campaigning to get CJ.
Oh, great.
Chankuth Jiath
Correct.
on this podcast to make a song with him
Yeah.
Can I
because they
sit in?
both DJ.
Yeah.
Really?
Do like cool Ableton boo 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 boos.
Cool.
Boo-boo-boo-boos.
Do you need some just like vibes?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can be there for the vibes.
Okay.
I won't come. The 4:35 game on Saturday is the West Coast Eagles and North. This is the game, folks, that I'm going to tip North because
That's crazy.
they are readless.
This last
Readless.
year was dubbed the Reed Cup, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, correct. Bang
Yeah.
on.
Turned out to not be the Red Cup, though.
Yeah,
But, well, you know what,
Yeah, it was actually the loss to Gold Coast that really fucked the win against Gold Coast that really fucked them. But I have a question for you guys. If it's a readless game, is it also a yo-less game?
What do you mean?
Because if it's a yo-less game, then
Is Yo playing is your question?
yeah. But I thought like a yo-less, readless sort of.
Is he
riff
playing?
would be
Oh,
good.
I thought you meant if Reed's out, does that nullify Yo's impact? And I was like,
No.
not at
I
all.
just think because I think Yo missed a couple. I could be so wrong. You know what it's like with my memory and that. But I feel like he's missed a week or maybe two. So if he's back, then I think they'll be fine without Reed. But if he misses, they're going to.
Yeah, and I think they're also going to really want to prove that they're a team without Reed. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like they,
100%,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
going to be like, we are not just the Reed. It's kind of like the Sam Kerr effect. Like the Matildas are still the Matildas without Sam
Yes,
Kerr.
bang on. Yeah.
It's like they're like a book, though.
Okay.
They're nothing unless you read,
Very good.
unless you have read. I'll get there.
Okay.
Saturday, June 8th, 7:30, Marvel Stadium. And tell me we're going to this, Tom.
I got invited to be in the Guard of Honor again. So
St Kilda versus Gold
if you
Coast.
can convince us to go, Broden, then you have to come be in the Guard of Honor with me.
100%.
Oh my
But,
God, what day is this on? I want to come.
I was not gonna go just because I'm useless and I'm planning on working late every night this week, but we could go and be in the Guard of Honor.
I kind of want to be in the Guard of Honor.
Yeah,
Am I
all three of us
allowed
can
to
go.
do that?
As
Yeah,
a-
I want to do it.
Are you allowed to?
Probably not. I'll do
Look
it.
into it.
Because I'm pretty sure I just messaged him, I'd love to, but I'm going with, two of my brother and sister. So
No,
I
same.
really want to go with them. And they'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brother and
this one-
sister. The
Exactly.
three of us look
My
so
brother-
alike.
My brother, Broden. I think this will be the closest game of the round because I can't believe Gold Coast are favourites. We haven't won away from home. We are awful away from home. And Saints are flaky as. So I think this is like battle of the losers here.
Saints are flaky and also bad.
Yeah.
I'm Suns.
I can't see Suns winning away from home. We are just a different side. I can't believe that Melbourne people like Noah Anderson, Matt Rao can be so different at home to when they're like away from home. I just don't understand.
Maybe they're introverts. They like to be at home and then they're not outgoing at parties.
Well, that's what I mean. But they grew up in Melbourne. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that a second home?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
more of a, are you a homebody?
Yeah, I hear
And
you.
like the travel and
Yeah. Because our midfield performance against Essendon was phenomenal.
it was.
The week before, our midfield performance against Carlton was just non-existent.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just don't get that. I'm yet to fully understand.
Oh, and we
that.
do know how much Dimmer absolutely loves Marble Stadium.
Yes, 100%.
I'm getting reports Yo came back 3 weeks ago, Thomas.
Yeah, I just knew he'd missed a couple. That's all. I couldn't remember when.
I'm tipping Suns personally. 3:20 on Sunday. The SCG. Sydney Swans, Geelong Cats. And it's crazy to look at the tipping, right? Because 93% are tipping Swans against Geelong. Historically, a really tight game. But I am with them, obviously. And we're going to watch a swan murder a cat.
Yeah.
You don't say that every day.
That usually costs good money.
I've tipped Geelong.
You tipped
Have
Geelong.
you? You're crazy.
I probably am a bit, but
They're cooked.
Sydney coming off a bye, and I just have a feeling, and usually my gut is always wrong, so there's a very good chance that Sydney are going to win this by 93 points.
I love it, Marnie. I love the
Yeah.
out there take. I am tipping the Swans by 3,000 points.
Me too. Who did you tip against Gold Coast?
Suns.
Suns?
Yeah, I tip Suns.
Okay.
Why?
Because I need to choose some. I
Who
don't
are you
know.
tipping?
I had no idea.
You're
That's why I
tipping
wanted to
Saints,
ask you.
surely, aren't you?
No, I'll tip Suns. Sorry. And
After that impassioned speech you gave about how they can't play.
no,
away
just
from
like
home.
I think this will be the closest game because they're both losers. You know what I mean?
They are both losers. Just kidding. We love them.
Will you tip Swans?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll slaughter.
And then we're going to podcast.
Yeah.
And do you tip that to be a good pod?
This will be so. Me and Broden, what Broden's alluding to is we're going to live
But
stream
no,
this.
I'm
Live
tipping in order.
commentators.
I'm tipping in order. So our podcast,
Yeah.
who you tipping to win? Us? In the pod, when we do our podcast, our Sunday night podcast,
Yeah.
are you tipping that to be a good podcast?
I'm going to tip that to be an excellent podcast.
Great. Marnie? Keeping in mind we'll have 2 less games to talk about. So we will only be able to talk about 6 of the 8.
Yeah.
Will it still be a good podcast?
Yeah, it'll
I think
always
so.
be a good
I
podcast. People
think-
just want the two
yeah.
of you in their ears.
We barely talk about the games these days anyway. We talk about whatever topic comes up.
I've been waiting
Yeah.
for weeks, champing at the bit to talk about the UE ad.
Yeah, great. Let's lock it in.
And also the Telstra ads, the new ones with the little claymation rodents and stuff, I think is outstanding.
Let's do
work.
an ad special.
I just hate the word rodent, but yes, yeah.
It's my Broden. But then after that, Tom,
Yeah,
after
sorry,
we are going to live stream on our YouTube. We're going to live commentate.
Yeah.
I'm-
Essendon versus Carlton.
Yeah. And we're going to watch it live.
Yeah. So you'll be able to tune into our YouTube channel or potentially my Twitch channel if we can work out how to do both. And we're going to commentate live. It'll be a
YouTube
lot of
That's
fun.
so exciting.
YouTube
Oh, God, I
or
wish I could do
Chitch.
that.
YouTube or Chitch.
Yeah, because some people
YouTube.
prefer
YouTube?
Twitch and stuff. YouTube and Twitch, hopefully.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, simulcast or whatever they call it.
But more
How
importantly,
exciting.
at the MCG, Essendon Carlton, what a rip snorter of a rack tackle.
How many do you reckon, 90?
Oh, at
Would be
least.
nice.
Yeah,
it's
would be
it's a day
nice.
off the next
It'll
day.
feel like a final.
This is really clever scheduling from these teams to ask for this. I imagine it's a Carlton home game. Is that right?
No, Essendon, because
What?
Essendon's first.
Congratulations, Essendon. They're going to make a lot of money off this game. 23% of people are tipping Essendon, though.
Yeah.
Which a huge amount of people are going for Carlton, which I'm like, based on what?
On super recent form?
Yeah, and again, like Essendon haven't really beaten top 8 sides, at least not convincingly.
Yeah, massive pretenders. I agree, Marns.
No, not pretenders. Did you
love
see
to
my
hate
friend?
Essendon.
Probably not, but on my Instagram, my friend was just out and she was singing a song that went from pretenders to contenders.
Oh, I did see that.
And it's been in my head for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What is it?
The song she made up about Essendon.
Oh, she made a song up.
Yeah.
Oh, you also sent me a really funny text around then as well.
Oh my God, I know. I was trash and I accidentally texted Sean
She texted
something
me
that I meant to
directions
Google.
to Bar Romantica or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? She was like, oops, I meant to Google Maps that.
What are you doing, Marnie?
Like, how'd you get into my message? Like,
I
messages to
don't
me?
know.
We hadn't messaged for like a week or something. So you've gone specifically to me. And then
What did you write back? What the fuck are you doing?
so she
didn't
replied
write
to
back at all.
she replied to the video of me sending her bird sounds from Evolution and replied, Bar Romantica. Sorry, I meant to Google that.
What time was that? 11?
10:43 p.m. on a Friday night.
Yeah, it sounded pretty sober.
I was like, so many questions. I had so many questions.
Made me laugh so.
I'm tipping Carlton.
I think Carlton too, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've also tipped Carlton.
And then Collingwood D's on King's birthday
Yeah.
at the MCG. The Big Freeze.
Ah, this is the big freeze.
Yeah.
The Big Freeze. I don't see how you could, in sound mind, tip Melbourne.
I don't think I'll be tipping Melbourne very often for the rest of the year.
Oh, it's so close though. On mine, I know it's different on yours, but on mine, I don't want to use dollar amounts, but it's only 4 cents difference.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the odds are very.
The odds are.
Odds are close. I mean, there is a very strong argument you can tip Melbourne in that they're trying to build out a different game style, and that's made them look really cooked in some respects, and they're going to be so embarrassed and pissed off that you actually should tip them against a Collingwood side which is missing 9 of their best 22.
Yeah.
They're actually, 13 good players, 9 fillers who are really, really not AFL players, a lot of them.
Yeah, totally. Or really young players for
But
sure.
having said all that, you just can't tip these.
Yeah, I think you guys are talking the talk of like you're going to bounce back, and everyone seems to believe it. So you're absolutely right. I just feel like, Collingwood's just been a little more consistent this year, and yeah, Melbourne certainly haven't been consistent.
And Collingwood are just back in their like winning games mode.
Yeah.
They just know how to win games.
They haven't
but
won
on
a
that-
game in 3 weeks.
I haven't seen Petrarca that angry. I don't think ever.
Yeah, well, unless you like put the garlic in before the onions.
That's true.
He's a chef.
I understood.
No, I didn't.
Matt Preston's on this weekend. We don't really talk about Petrarca, but he does talk. He does like food.
It does a good kebab. bit.
Petrarca makes a lasagna soup.
Oh, what?
Tell me about this.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
but he's Italian, so
Oh, is it a
we
bit like minestrone maybe?
Well, it's got 3.3 million views on his TikTok,
Oh,
but he
wow.
like snaps up the lasagna sheets to make it like
yeah.
dumpling style.
No, I can see it and I'm into it.
You're a secret boomer, the chat says, the
I
way
know,
you're
I saw
texting.
that. I saw that.
Now, I'm tipping.
It would have been funny if you messaged me back the directions.
I think I was asleep with my son, to be honest. I woke up
Probably.
in the morning, I was like, oh God, mine must have been on there.
Now, what's Collingwood and Melbourne? What's more likely is Collingwood don't win 3 weeks in a row, or that Melbourne bounce back.
Yeah, you're convincing me slowly. I feel like the way the D's have been in the media and stuff, I think like they've been criticised of like, not going at the ball and not showing up and stuff, and I don't think that'll happen. I think they'll fucking show up for sure. If they don't, then we can proper write them off. You know what I mean? So if they show up, they have every chance of winning, I guess. You're talking me into it, Broden.
Who'd you tip?
I tipped Collingwood.
Yeah, fair enough.
Who are you tipping, Bradley?
D's. And
But I thought you were doing something here.
I'm back, motherfuckers.
He's quietly
back.
confident. No, I hear you.
Wow. Well, that's this week's episode, and we hope you have a wonderful weekend watching the football. It is the highlight of my week to spend my time with our wonderful audience, but also Marns and Tom, or as I call them, Toms. Just be careful who you text. Just check one last time, and
Like at least it wasn't somebody else. You know what I mean?
At least it was man.
At least it wasn't like a president of a football club.
was Jeff Kennedy in Bar Romantica. All right. Well, so Matt Preston this weekend. Enjoy that. Enjoy the footy and come to the stream. Marnie's going to be in the Guard of Honour on Saturday night. And we'll see you soon. Bounce that pill. But don't leave because we're still here for a good couple of minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. We had a few donations. I'm trying to work out how to bring them up because it was really nice.
Oh, that's so nice.
Someone did a $10 one, which is really
We're
nice.
rich. We are rich.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just read out a few really quickly, Broden. Blue Shay, $10. This money is for cursed money to pay for an uncursed.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. And that's as far up as I can scroll.
Oh,
but I know
that's
there was
really
a few,
sweet.
so thank you.
Did you talk about lasagna soup in detail? You did?
Well, I just said he was just breaking up the sheets.
As
But
soon as you said that, I understood it.
Yeah.
I understood what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's disappointing to me.
the lasagna soup. I'll see if I can get it up.
I think minestrone is very close to a pasta soup because, you know, you have the nice little spirals in there.
Well, I think ramen is pasta soup.
Yeah, true. Very true.
I don't mean to offend anyone, but a noodle soup is done well by Southeast Asia and
Yeah, 100%.
and Asian countries.
See?
Yeah, and so she's showing me a TikTok of that's just a really shudgy soup. That's a really shudgy lasagna.
It's very studgy.
Shudgy.
Studgy.
You know what's funny about when you make a minced bolognese when you just put that big tub thing, drop a big meat. You don't, but hey, chat. Let's talk. What's some questions? Ask me some queries while these guys get on their phones and text.
Well, someone from my Discord made a funny meme of you I wanted to show you, bro.
Oh, please.
This is you going down the big freeze as Cowdoy.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my God, everyone is so quick.
A character called Cowdoy. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So should I put it up against the camera?
Oh, I accidentally
Yeah.
closed the
You talk
chat.
then. Oh, actually, it's on mine. That's mine's camera. Mine talk for me.
Oh, go Blues.
Yeah, it worked.
That's by Palinator, who's also subbed.
No, it hasn't worked.
Well done.
Oh, yes,
Tom.
it worked. It worked.
How's the mood been this week, Broden?
God, I'm so
I
hungry.
can't. It's
today.
really sad when your team loses because if you're me, you can't watch any of your favorite shows.
Yeah.
You can't watch
Colin from accounts.
You can watch
360
Colin
was
from accounts.
brutal on Monday. I watched it.
I watched clips.
Well, you'd expect it to. Sorry.
The new, the true Hollywood series, murder Hollywood shows like the murder of Donatella Versace, the murder of Giovanni Versace, or what's the other ones? There's
Murder on the 13th floor or whatever.
No, like the series, they're true American horror stories. Yeah, so there's the OJ one, and then there's the Versace murder one, and there's the Clinton one, and now there's a new one about the Clippers and about Donald Sterling, and it's all based around Doc Rivers. He's the main character. He's played by Morpheus,
That's right. Yeah.
and it's worth a watch on Disney Plus.
Okay.
How did you say that? I think we're a bad influence on Marnie because Marnie never eats chocolate and never drinks Red Bull.
I know I'm having a bad time, but I'm so hungry today.
Yeah, fair enough. Eat up.
The Red Bull though, that is becoming a.
Yeah, it's becoming a habit.
It's becoming a
How
habit.
bad, huh?
But I also just want to make sure my energy's up for this.
Yeah, which I love.
Well, we're done. We can start mentally switching off
So I get up the red wine in my bag.
for sure.
Should I start going full rugby league in here?
Yeah, fucking
We're about to bring in an interview after this, the Marmalade Boys. What should I ask them?
Vibes.
Vibes.
You like kicking on football? They asked me to come play on Friday night
Oh my God, you
in
should.
that Resi's game in
Can we be
Adelaide.
in the Guard of Honour for you?
It's in Adelaide.
Oh. Will they fly us over?
No, I don't think so.
Sad.
I'm
Just a
bad at
couple of
football
years,
too.
man. Brian, you're a fantastic footballer.
Last week I ran 100 meters and it killed me.
Yeah.
I'm in big trouble
Yeah,
here.
me too. I haven't run
I
for
think you
years.
should. I think it would be so fun. How come they didn't ask me to play? Sexism.
I don't know if you could play.
Yeah, I don't think I could play. Also,
You should
I
play
would,
in the
Yeah,
recce.
but everyone would be too scared to hurt me, so I'd actually get to just run a
Yeah,
riot.
you're good, yeah.
I'd clean you up.
Yeah, you would.
I would say big specky on you and go,
I'd be like, she's my sister. Went to the Guard of Honour together.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some good suggestions
That's
here.
so true. Why don't we have a Red Bull sponsorship?
well, who am I tipping in the Origin? I'm tipping Queensland because I don't even follow rugby. I know they win every game.
So now that we're off pod, I'm protesting the State of Origin until Victoria gets a team.
Not how it
That is
works.
not-
I've just had
that's-
enough
No.
of this
You
northern
had
state
enough because
bias.
before you were like fully in it.
Before I was
Care a lot.
I was West Coast all the way. I was WA before.
A few questions about AEW, Double or Nothing, and about wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
I don't watch every wrestling these days, but I know MJF is back.
Oh, great.
And I think AEW.
I was worried about that, actually.
Say what you will about AEW.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
But I think they have the two best wrestlers in the world
Do you reckon?
in MJF and
Big calls over here.
Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
He knows going about Osprey a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I love Will Ospreay.
It's a type of bird, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Should we do
He's-
bird sounds again?
He's not.
Osprey? Yeah, Osprey's a bird.
What kind of noise does an osprey make?
You've just made that up.
That's exactly what it is.
That was funny. I appreciated the eye contact as well when you did that.
MJF as a heel is the best heel in the world. There's no question about that. People getting off. Okada's good too. But I think MJF as a wrestler, as a bad guy wrestler, is as good as it gets. And I think Ospreay is miles above everyone else as a wrestler.
Okay.
And
Taranto's back.
then Bronson Reed. Do you remember filling the ads for Auntie Donna High School stuff behind Northcote High? I met you at the baseball when you came
that's
to use the bathroom
nice.
at our club. Oh, vaguely, yeah. Vaguely. Good to see you again, though. The fuck is a heel? Do you know what a heel and a face is?
Oh, you've explained heel to me before.
Evil guy.
Yeah.
Fun to love evil guy.
Yeah, because it was in your quiz. Who's the heel of the AFL?
And Dakota Davidson.
Yeah.
But who is the heel? I think you could argue that Darcy Moore is a really good heel, right? In that he's blonde hair and he does like he's got a school captain vibe.
He does
You have
have
to
a
sit
school
through his
captain
speeches.
And everyone says how good they are.
Oh yeah. And then but you're like, oh, like so he'd be a good heel.
Yeah, Toby Green is the other obvious one, although Toby's calmed down a lot. But when he was getting suspended
Guinea
and
is
kicking people
Guinea
in the
is
face
a
lot.
very good heel.
Yeah,
Guinea,
Ginny, yeah.
But he's done a face turn, right? In that when he was the baddest guy of the bad guy team, and now we don't want ya, and so everyone's like, oh, and now they're like, oh, Guinea, the good guy, Guinea.
Yeah. We like his energy.
Guinea, the little rascal.
Toby Green, I
King
think
of
is.
the rascal pack.
I would say Toby Green's done a face turn in that people like him.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
would
I
say,
like
who else? What are the teams that everyone hates? Collingwood. It's hard to go past Collingwood, but the Goey is a proper heel.
Cox, actually.
Cox is the heel.
We don't really bitch about Cox, but in other group chats and stuff people love to bitch
Yeah.
Love to hate Cox.
about. Yeah, it's a fun thing to do, I guess.
But the faces, who is the Bont is the face of the league. Like he would be in WWE terms, he would be the world champion, and like he'd be the Cody Rhodes.
Because Stone Cold said so.
No, who would be the Stone Cold? Like a bad guy who everyone loves, like a rough guy. Everyone loves him, but they're a bad guy kind of. I think, for me, that's Toby Green. But who is the Nog of the AFL? Fun story about Nog that we learned today. This is for Donna fans if you happen to be here. We found out that the actor who has since passed, who played Nog, was a Donna fan. And we didn't know that until today.
Yeah.
But he passed in 2019. Nog from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We did a bit of content talking about Nog the other week. And he's since passed. But he was a Donna fan.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Absurd and crazy.
Stephen May?
Stephen May as a guy that people like. But
Heel?
yeah, I know. But maybe. I don't know. I
Maybe.
don't see him like that.
I think there's a lot of coaches. People are chucking coaches in. I think Brad and
Chris Scott is a heel and a half.
Brad and Chris Scott is a tag team heel.
And when they were playing, they were full heel. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
You know about the Titus O'Reilly on 360, by the way. You got to watch that.
Really?
Good on him.
That's fun.
Should we ring him and wish him good luck?
Yeah.
All right. He's going to answer. It's going to be embarrassing for him.
Kerno up there? I don't think so.
No, I love Colonel.
Yeah, I think everyone loves Kerno.
He's going to be stressing. No, he doesn't get stressed.
Hi, mate.
Hey, mate, you're just live on our YouTube feed. We all just wanted to wish you the best on 360 tonight.
Who is this?
Yeah, you motherfucker. Everyone's going to tune in and watch you.
Oh, I can't wait.
Are you going to do funny jokes?
No. This is me ranting about the state of the Melbourne Football Club and announcing I'm running for chair.
Oh, great. I would actually back you in.
Thanks, mate. You're running on. You the vice president.
Yeah, no, we've got heads.
Wait, junior vice president.
No, stop talking. All right. Well, we'll chat to you soon, mate. Have a good episode.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
That's how powerful I am.
I was about to say he loves to flex a famous phone call.
Yeah.
Who else could we call?
Call I don't know, head of comedy Bang Bang Scott Ockerman or something. Really flex your muscles.
I can't do that one.
He'd probably be asleep, but it's probably one of the most.
Let me call one of the coolest people in AFL.
Okay, great.
Oh, hello.
Marnie, you're so cool.
Thanks. Oh my God, that's wigging me out. That echo. That was very funny.
He dunked you.
Who can I call? No one.
Oh, you'd have plenty of people to call, I'm sure.
Yeah, you would actually have real phone
you'd
numbers.
actually have people to call.
All right, let's.
End the stream?
Mark will be asleep. Unfortunately, he's been sleeping weird.
Yeah.
But I would. Cool, classic gag. Hey, thanks everyone for hanging around so long. This is a long one, and I apologize. We went for an hour 20.
It's because I'm here. It's my fault. I always make it go long. I'm sorry.
It was a good episode.
I brought
what do you
ladders
think?
and shit.
Can I ask I usually have to do this myself. I'd love your opinion. I'd love the chat's opinion before we go.
Yeah.
What's the TikTok?
What do you mean? What's it? Oh,
I have to
yeah.
think
We
of
either
TikTok.
do-
that we-
Marns texted Tom about Bar Romanica while she was on the piss. Or we do... What was another
Oh,
funny
it's
bit?
you saying Elvis.
That is
Would you do
correct.
on the big three?
Yeah.
If you think that if the thing of the week should be what would you go down the slide as,
Yeah.
then say in the chat Elvis before he died.
Yeah, no, that would be funny. It's like a 20-second delay, so we've got to wait and see if that's what the people want.
Okay.
It doesn't look like that's what the people want, Broden.
Here it comes.
Oh, people want the curse.
Elvis.
Elvis.
Yeah.
That was a great idea, Marns.
Hell yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
smart.
But watch the Telstrads. They're fucking funny.
I haven't seen them until this.
They're
one.
really genuinely funny. I think whoever's made them.
Oh, you could call Ronnie.
Hey, Broden, what are you doing, man? Cool. All right.
See yous.
Love yous.
Have a good one, guys. We'll see you whenever.